We're back with another edition of Bets and Consequences. Matt, are you ready to peel a banana with your feet later on? In this
I lost. If you guys were wondering, I lost again. Thanks, Virginia. I mean, seriously, that was just unbelievable. I mean, look, I don't have to replay it, but let's just say they were up 12 in the second half, midway through the second half, and lost outright.
Doesn't the first day of March Madness feel like it was ages ago at this point? Because that Furman, Virginia game feels like it was like weeks ago, months ago at this point, but it was just last
We don't
Thursday.
even remember what a Furman is at this point.
They're a Paladin. Go Dins.
Yeah, they're gone.
Because they not only helped me out cashing the +5.5 and the money line for Bets and Consequences, but also, since they pushed through over Virginia, SDSU Aztecs fight advanced to the Sweet 16.
Where's Furman located?
What?
Where's Furman located?
They're in
Greenville, South Carolina. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah,
yes.
South Carolina.
Only 2,700 undergrads. See, helping people out there.
Wow.
Only 2,700 undergrads at Furman.
Purple People Paladins.
Yeah,
Love
that's
them.
like my high school.
What?
Like 2,700 kids, like my high school.
Yeah, it's a small school.
Yeah.
I like them, though. Bob Ritchie's squad did good things.
Anyhow, I lost. Stick around. At the end, I'm going to have to peel a banana with my
Life's
toes.
hard, yes.
Yeah. Or turn it off at that point. Whichever one. People are like, I'm getting the hell out of here after that.
If we recap through our bets real quickly, I went 4-0 right away. And so I had both those Furman bets. I had College of Charleston's team total under 68.5 against San Diego State. SDSU, College of Charleston, and alt under 140 points. All of that came through no problem. And then I was pretty much just sweating because none of your games had even been played at this point. I'm up 4 games to none and just 4 bets to none and just like hoping and praying that Matt doesn't win out. Because basically, if you won out and Kent State didn't cover the 4 because you and I both had Kent State, then you would have won this thing. But you ended up going 3-5, had some bad beats along the way. So you're peeling a banana today.
Yeah, the Furman. I mean,
that was definitely the worst.
The Furman one is just absolutely insane. So whatever, it is what it is. Look, I lost yet again. If you go and you take a look, I won the Arkansas money line.
But you won bets. You didn't go over this time.
Yeah,
so
Louisiana
I'm proud of you.
Lafayette, St. Mary's also covered as well with all of that. I mean, it was the Kent State thing we didn't want to happen. Drake fell apart completely.
Against
my God. They
should have won that game.
I mean, fell apart completely against Miami. God, what a horrible one that was. But anyhow, whatever. I lost. I'm going to win this week. That's all that matters. We should get to our bets.
You feel confident in your Sweet 16 plays?
Hey, I went a little different this week.
Okay. The consequence this week, Matt just came up with it. He's like trying to do things that upset me. Specifically, like they're geared toward me losing. So if he loses, I feel like it's not going to be that bad. But so this week we're going to get control of the other person's Twitter avatar for an entire week.
1 week.
And you are required to tweet at least 3 times a day.
Minimum.
So that the tweets are populating and people are seeing the Twitter avatar.
Yes.
It has to be like...
It can't just live it just can't just live over there on its own.
And like family friendly to an extent. Like it can't be anything inappropriate.
No inappropriate anything.
We need to keep our jobs.
Yeah, just be funsies. Yeah,
okay.
Just be funsies.
So since you're confident in your Sweet 16 plays, let's hear them. Let's hear what you got.
Okay. So, so confident in them that whenever I walked in, I realized that the bets that I had put in last night have already moved against me, but I got better numbers because of all of that.
He goes, okay, so that's great that I had bad bets off the top.
Two bad bets right off the top. I had Arkansas at 3.5 instead. I'll take Arkansas +4 against UConn. I think that this game probably is UConn's game to win, but I do believe that this is going to be much, much closer than everybody thinks. And so with that, it is a juice to 110 though. So I don't get the 105 after it moved to the 4. 150 big ones on Arkansas to keep this within 4 points of UConn.
This is like a go big or go home.
I like UConn. I like UConn as a squad. I really like this Arkansas team. And listen, they have 2 lottery picks, one of which has contributed absolutely nothing so far. So it's like, if he can do even something, even just a tiny bit for this Arkansas squad, I think they can keep this thing within 4 and maybe even win it outright. My next one, I'm taking Gonzaga on the money line. Got that at +115. Listen, the Zags, I think, are being disrespected. I think the Zags are one of the best teams in this tournament still left. And I understand UCLA has been playing very, very well, but we are going to also take a look at the fact that UCLA is a little bit beat up. Gonzaga with the experience. I will take Gonzaga on the money line for 100 big ones. Also, going with Tennessee as 5.5-point favorites over Florida Atlantic. I have them for a big $150. This Tennessee defense is absolutely for real. They can stifle just about anybody, and Florida Atlantic has not seen anybody with the defense like Tennessee. I think you're laughing because you probably have the other side of that game. And I'm taking Xavier as 4.5-point dogs to Texas. Listen, this Texas squad has struggled early on in a couple of the games so far, and I think Xavier, big coaching advantage in this one for them as well, and you're going to give me 4.5. Take Xavier plus 4.5, and that one for also 100. Just 4 bets for me, big 4 bets for me, and I'm trying to get on the board here with at least one win.
So the reason I'm laughing is the Tennessee play, a late ad for me. I changed one of my $100 bets to a $50 bet to add FAU money line plus 205.
All right.
I agree with you. The Tennessee defense is the real deal, but I think that they're probably a little bit overvalued in this spot because offensively, they were shooting really, really well. And throughout the course of the season, that is not the way that this Tennessee offense has performed. So I feel like we're going to get a little offensive regression. FAU an opportunity to cover, if not win the game. So FAU $50 plus 205. Let's go down the list. My biggest money bet, $150 on SDSU Alabama first half under 64 at minus 115. Both of these teams have seen 5 of their last 6 first halves go under this number. Both teams are top 5 in Ken Palm's adjusted defensive efficiency. I like the general thought of SDSU. I have SDSU like in pocket as a +8 in this game. Didn't put them in for bets and consequences, but I feel like this game is going to be a little bit slower. They're really good defending the 3, which is Alabama's bread and butter. 47% of their attempts are from 3. So I think that we're going to keep this lower scoring, and SDSU's defense is going to do their job. A lot invested on Kansas State's Marquise Noel, my 5'8" just star. I have him over 6.5 assists plus 105 and over his points, rebounds, and assists at 28.5. He had 8+ assists in 6 of the last 7 games, including 23 total assists the first 2 games of this tournament. Against ranked opponents this year, he's cleared the number in 8 of those 12 games against ranked teams. And ESPN Sports and Information Group, he has scored or assisted on 62% of Kansas State's points in the tournament.
A lot of percents.
Period so far, which since 2010, only John Morant has had more in the NCAA tournament. So all things are coming up. Marquise Noel for me, $50 on Princeton plus the double digits against Creighton. I get they say the Sweet 16 are where Cinderellas go to die, and that's all well and good. I don't need them to win the game. I just need them to not lose by 10 points. So,
right.
I like them here. I know that Creighton is going to be tough. They played their A-game performance against Baylor, shot out of their mind, but I think if it's anything short of that, the Tigers can keep in it. I bet the UCLA Gonzaga game as well, but I'm just going toward the under. I feel like it's one of those games where it looks like such an over game because Gonzaga is going to run and gun, but I feel like even without Jalen Clark, the Bruins are super solid defensively. They'll slow this game down. Interesting stat, by the way. Gonzaga's last 7 Sweet 16s have all gone under the total. Don't you love those fun facts?
I love them.
You love them.
But I mean, that is, there's something to that.
I got one more that was just kind of a fun shot in the dark one.
All right.
I was targeting teams that are good in the second half so I could throw in a 1st to 10 bet. So Houston and UConn were the ones that came up for me, and UConn was just a way better price at minus 130. So I did 1st to 10 in the second half for $50. UConn. They trailed Iona at halftime in round 1, ended up outscoring the Gales 50-24 in the second half. Had a 1-point lead against St. Mary's, outscored them 39-25 in the second half, got 1st to 10 in both. And for as much as I like this Arkansas team, they're playing with some serious energy, some serious belief. Even the game against Kansas, where they had the wonderful second half comeback, they did not cash on the 1st to 10. So give me UConn, 1st to 10, $50.
Here's the problem, though. There's no more Gales for them to beat. They beat the only 2 Gales there are in the country. There's no more Gales for UConn to beat. That's it. They've already beat all the Gales they can
Dang
beat.
it. If only the Arkansas Razor Gales could get there.
Could be there.
So that's
They've beaten all the Gales they can beat. So
loser has to do the Twitter avatar, but you still have to pay the piper.
Oh, boy.
peeling a banana with your feet as we go out for this edition of Bets and Consequences.
We made a promise that we wouldn't do any research in here. I was going to look up how monkeys do it and like see if I could get any sort of like.
Oh, you're going barefoot here.
What did you think I was going to do?
I thought you were. No, I guess your shoes are too fancy.
What do you? Oh, with my shoes on? Like, how was I going to do it with my shoes on?
Too fancy to peel a banana.
I was never going to peel.
I was never going to do naked toes up here to peel a banana. That's only for OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, if you did it ends up on a pay site. Yeah, I was going to say, like, if you do that ends up on a pay site. Like, no one cares if I
Let's chalk and peel.
Okay. Oh my God.
Okay. You're not touching both of them. I have to eat one of these bananas.
John told me to do it the bottom.
JVT giving you some. Wow, that's actually well done.
Oh boy.
Are you gonna take a bite of this afterwards?
I did it. Hold on.
Did you shower specifically with the plan of eating this banana after you peeled it?
Huh.
You did that way too fast.
Oh, look at that.
Stop. Pick up the banana and show it to the camera.
I can't.
There. Wow.
There. I did it.
Wow, you love to see it.
That was actually pretty good.
Well done.
I'm pretty proud of myself, actually.
I'm proud of you as well.
That was a very easy that was a pretty easily peelable banana.
I can't wait for that to be up on all of the pervy sites later.
No one's paying for me to do it.
Your feet aren't as
again. We could have made some real money if you'd have lost this week. Like we could have put this behind a paywall, but it's okay.
All right, that's a wrap for this edition of Bets and Consequences. Check back with us next week to see if I can go 5-0.
Let's hope not.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.